Marine was started in 1838 by the Marine Mills, and one of the owners was Asa Parker. Asa Parker in 1856 built the Asa Parker home for his Virginia-born bride, Isabel Parker, and essentially Marine and where it came from. It started with Asa Parker and Marine Mills, and so this house is just so historically relevant for the area, the town of Marine, and it was one of the grand homes of the village. From the time that my dad purchased the home in 2015, he was so excited about the project and the possibilities. I love this house. There are so many great details. And I think that this is one thing where the pieces, are just less than the sum, because you take everything together and it's just an incredible house.
I think when I walk in here, I feel like it is 100 years old. I really, but yet it acts like a brand new house. So I think that's where you sit in the chair and you take in the grandeur of the trim around you and those kind of things. It makes you feel like you're stepping back in time, but yet it feels tight and solid in the way of a brand new home. And I think that was really what was everything coming together to make that happen.
Whoever, winds up living in this house, they have a really solid house that will literally be here for, another 163 years. And they can feel the quality when they, open up the doorknob and shut the door. It's like closing a refrigerator. Do people appreciate that? I think they do. So little details like that that you probably don't see in your typical house. It doesn't mean it takes more time or money to do it. It's just everybody's thinking about all those details. So
the quality is second to none. From the custom-made trim that just matched everything of the old style, to the cabinetry, to the appliances, countertops. I mean, it was just the family was always wanting it to be top-notch in its approach and in its grandeur for the city of Marine on St. Croix. This is the Asa Parker House that just kind of always has stood on the hill above downtown Marine. And I think that they wanted it to be restored to the trophy that it's always been over the decades and century.
We had this palette of great stuff, but it was all, 163 years old, and tried to pull all those details in so everything was new, fresh, and not feeling like it was abused for 163 years. So all the details sort of permeate all through the house, with the window casings that go all the way down to the floor. We've got the inset panels underneath all the windows, which was original.
What the real approach was here in trying to bring it to that point of I want bathrooms that function for today's families, not like they did in 1850 or 1950, let alone. But so that there was the extra dollars spent in those bathrooms to really make them pop and to fulfill the needs of the family.
I think that is what really sets this house apart. My dad wanted this house to be very family friendly, and he loved the fact that it was an accessible type of house just with the design. And we've really tried to continue to bring that through the house and be a primary design consideration. Seeing the house in the current state, I think that my dad will be so proud. I know my brothers and I are incredibly proud. And I'm hoping that the town of Marine is now proud about this house. There's just the attention to detail and the love around this house is just so incredible.